Good morning, cadets. It's Mr. Mariano coming to you live from his home as he's on leave. So let's get started. We are going to be using Sketchbook Designer 2013. Try and find that in the program's Technology AutoDesk folder. You should be able to find that. If not, let me know and I'll try and get a screenshot of where to find it. Once again, programs on your desktop folder. Inside that is Technology. Inside that is AutoDesk. And you go look for Sketchbook Designer 2013. A little window will pop up asking you if you want to use Pro or Designer. Make sure you select Designer. Little blank window will pop up like this. You have a whole bunch of drawing technique tools up here, a whole bunch of little attributes and colors down here at the bottom. This is real fun stuff. You make a brush do like splatter. Maybe you want to use colors to fill in. You can do all of these things for what we're about to do to make your images realistic. The goal here is to probably make something along the lines of whatever you did and scanned in realistic using this program. So step one, let's put our image in. Alright, File, Import, Image. And you go to your H drive where your image was scanned in and saved, and you click it. I just have a random one that I did in Paint. Okay, place it down, place it anywhere, and the most important thing to realize here, what you're looking at is the layer. So this layer tool is going to show that the isometric is probably at the top. And that's okay, but in reality, what we want once we're done with this, okay, we want it, and you can see that we no longer are editing it when we click on other things. We want it at the very bottom. So we click on this little up down arrow and we drag it as far down as we can. If we don't, bad things happen to good people. Okay, so now that we have that, size it to what you want, and we're going to make a new layer. So we go Layer, New Paint Layer, and it'll come up here. What I'm going to do is just double click on Paint 2 and rename it. So I'm going to call this Top of Box, and you'll see why in a second. What I'm going to do, and you'll notice that I can't really do anything because I don't have anything selected. I'm going to come up here to this magic wand tool and select the top of my box by clicking inside, and it'll outline nicely. This is great because now what it's going to do is it's going to isolate this top of the box, and all I'm going to be doing is drawing in the top of the box. So I want to shade it in with some cool stuff, and this is where you're going to play around with some different techniques, and you can always undo or delete things. So I'm going to go to Custom Brush. I'm going to come down here and probably just use this brush, and this little wheel is where we get to choose color. So play around with how you can choose color. You'll see that it pops up as a preview, and I'm going to make this some cool colors. Colors don't really matter. The more you play around with, the better. So you'll see that I'm now just kind of like shading it in as if I'm spraying it. But it's only going to spray around where I'm at. You could also switch around your techniques of spraying, kind of like they do in real life. What I think you want to try and do is decide on what kind of material it is and then try and give it that color of material. So let's think about it. What if it was metal? You could also go into these metal tools. What is this? Okay, so you might actually get a chance to apply all sorts of distorted kind of images to this and fill it in. So let's do it again for another area. Step 1, layer, new paint layer. Alright, double click on paint 3. I'm going to call it front part 1, and it's going to be this guy right here. So now that I'm on a new layer, I go magic wand and I select inside here, and maybe I'll add something else. What is this? Play around with it, see what you can come up with. This is fun CADDing. Layer, new layer. Front of the box 2, magic wand, go inside that, and what do we have? Fabric? No. Colors? Maybe. Building materials? Maybe. Ramp? Oh, this is fun. If you use these ramps, well, that's purple, can't use that. We'll use blue. Let's actually, hold on, edit, undo. Let's do it one more time. There we go. We drop it in, and what you can do now is actually drag this kind of stuff to the corners. It'll match it up nicely, like in an isometric angle. And it only applies to the borders. Maybe you want to get rid of some of these. You'll notice that you can click on this and drag it, or double click on it. You can maybe even change the colors, just not the purple. Ooh. Let's add some more black. Stretch that out to there. Kind of place a color there. I accidentally deleted them. Sorry about that. So the goal here is to kind of color in everything like you did with pencil by hand, but with this program on all the parts, so that the end product, as best as you can get, is going to look like the materials. Should you have any problems, obviously you can email me, but I'm not going to be able to answer it too closely. If you want to send me screenshots, I'll take a look and maybe make suggestions. The end result is your isometric drawing done with colors on everything, and try and make it look nice. There's a lot of fun things to do. Let me do one more just because I want to show you some stuff. New paint layer. I'm going to call this top of box 1, and I'm going to color it. It's going to be that guy. I'm going to use the paintbrush. Woohoo! Maybe make it a little bit, play around with this stuff. You can see that you make it a little bit lighter, and then maybe, well, that's huge. There we go. So now I just kind of shaded it 3 times with 3 different colors. I think the end result is going to look great. Do your best, whatever you can come up with. I fully appreciate your efforts to try and do these kinds of things on your own and see what we can come up with. Alright, email me with questions.